Hey peeps, welcome to my first episode of What the Fact Friday. That's right, every Friday I'll be bringing up a topic that's involved within the health industry based on nutrition or diabetes and my interpretation of that topic and how it might be able to help you as well. Today I'll be taking an article out of the American Diabetes Association, Diabetes Spectrum Volume 37, Issue 1. Now, the reason why I like to look at the American stuff is because of the fact that the trends that we find in America are usually sort of carry over to Australia as well. And I also get to compare what's happening in America and comparing to what's happening in Australia as well too. So just like to keep an insight and one step ahead, especially when it comes to pre-diabetes and any form of diabetes as well. Now, within the diabetes spectrum, we do find there are certain conditions that occur like nephropathy, which is problems with your kidneys, or neuropathy, which is nerve damage, or retinopathy, eyes, periodontal disease as well. So all these things that can go on. We can also have the pretty severe situation where if there's nerve damage and blood flow restriction in the feet, we can have some pretty bad feet disease that can actually lead to amputation. So, yeah, big concerning. Now, one of the trends that we're finding in America is something that doctors are overlooking, and so I'm going to bring it up today, especially when it comes to pre-diabetes and diabetes itself, and that is a situation of steatosis. Now, steatosis is basically the build-up of fat in an organ, and the organ that we're looking at today is the liver. So when we have it, it's known as hepatic steatosis, so, a build-up of fat in the actual liver itself. Now, with a lot of people that are type 2 diabetic, we usually find that they've got a situation known as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFDL, easier to say it that way. But what we're also finding is the reverse, is that if you are diagnosed with NAFDL, then what then happens is you've got twice the chance of becoming a type 2 diabetic. So there is this correlation. Now, the concern is this. Now, I'm just going to read this one out. The next stage of this is known as non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, right? So a big one, known as NASH. Now, that's the next form of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Now, we're starting to get issues where we're starting to get a bit of scarring in the liver and leading to either fibrosis or even a severe case of cirrhosis. Now, if you start drinking, especially if you start to add alcohol into this situation, what then can happen is that you can really lead to really bad scarring known as cirrhosis of the liver. So what we're finding in America is that doctors are overlooking the elevated risk of what's happening to your liver when comparing it to your diabetes issue, right? So what I'm going to suggest is that if you have been diagnosed with either pre or type 2 diabetes, is that you make a valid point with your doctor to keep an eye on your liver markers, right? To make sure that if they are going up or in the top end of the range, that you sort of raise a bit of a warning flag with your specialist and have a chat with them about that. Now, if they say there's nothing wrong, my personal opinion would be maybe go talk and get a second opinion from someone, because we're starting to see this trend in America where the doctors are overlooking this, and then you get into a point where you've got cirrhosis of the liver or fibrosis of the liver, and you're in trouble. You're basically in trouble. So we want to catch and prevent these diseases from happening. So my advice in this situation is very simple. If your liver markers are starting to come up, raise a red flag. If you're now starting to show that you're pre-diabetic through your blood works, or you are type 2 diabetic and you're starting to see a correlation with your liver markers going up consistently with every one of your blood tests, raise a red flag as well and talk to your health professional. Now, in my opinion, as a nutritionist, I know that some of this stuff can be reverted through lifestyle and nutrition, and hence the N90 program. The N90 program addresses stuff like this, and what it then does is it try and teaches you to work within the realms of reducing, let's say, calorie intake, selecting better food choices, a lot of whole food, rather than going for processed crap that's, loaded with energy and, nutrient poor, and, they're loaded with sometimes a lot of sodium as well. So, you're never full. You're always trying to snack and eat and all that sort of stuff. So jump onto the N90 program if you're finding that you're having a bit of an issue, and get your blood works done. We recommend that in the program as well. Do your blood work, see what's going on, create a base foundation, do the 90-day program and see where you're at the end of it. And I guarantee you, you're going to be happy with the results. Look, any questions, any queries about stuff like this, anything about the What the Fact Friday, please leave a comment below and I will do my best to answer it as soon as I can. Well, I better turn it off. See ya.